Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to this has to be this is day number 3, yes, day number 3, week 12, day number 3, week 12, spring 2024 of our journey together. That's day number 3, week 12, spring 2025 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's classes. I want us to head up. Today is Wednesday the 26th of March, 2025. Our subject is, of course, mathematics, and we are still on practice problems. The last thing we did yesterday in mathematics was obviously that challenge question, that question that only a few of us got right, where we had a bunch of things inside the brackets and we raised it to the power of 0. And any quantity raised to the power of 0 is what? Any quantity raised to the power of 0 is what?
1.
It's 1. It's 1. It's 1. Very good. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity to head up. Let me know when y'all finish head up so we could start. Or you're writing this down. Let me know if you're writing this down for me, please, before we move on to the next one. All right. Do y'all have this down? Let me know if y'all have this down, please. Again, let me know if y'all have this down.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Is it able, like, when you're doing, like, the thing, put it in the end,
What thing?
where you had the bracket, open bracket, the numbers on the top.
Yeah.
You like put the 0 more bigger, please? Because I thought that was a degree sign.
That was a 0, Joel. That wasn't a degree sign. Why would it be in a
Oh.
degree? Why would it be in a degree, Joel?
I actually don't know.
Why would it be a degree? It wouldn't be a degree. It's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be like a 0. All right. The degrees is only going to be like for geometry or something like that. All right. And so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so y'all done with this first slide, right? Before I move it, let me know, please, if y'all done with this first slide.
Yes, sir.
We good? You already head up? Are we good?
Sir, yes, sir.
Y'all good? All right, so let's go ahead and move from this. Okay. Because I want us to actually get some things done. Okay. And so let's do that. So write down this question for me. And the question states the following. Go ahead. Let me go all the way. Let me allow. Again, write this question down for me so that we could start. Again, write this question down. Where is Micah Cambridge? Where's Micah Cambridge? Micah Cambridge, can you hear me? Where's Micah?
I can hear you.
Yeah, yesterday I was calling you and you were not responding. Did you send the notes from yesterday? Micah, did you send the notes from yesterday?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, but you have to respond when I call your name, Micah. I was calling your name, you was not responding. Can you read this? Go ahead and read this, Micah. Java coffee shop.
Java coffee shop purchases coffee beans in bags of 13.2 kilograms. The shop then sells this coffee in packages of 220 grams. Calculate the number of packages that can be filled from one bag of coffee beans.
Very good. Very good. Malia Major. Where's Malia Major? Malia Major, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Malia. Go ahead and read this question for me, please.
Java Coffee Shop purchases coffee beans in bags of 13.2 kilograms.
Mm-hmm.
The shop then sells this coffee in packages of 220 grams. Calculate the number of packages that can be filled from one bag of coffee beans.
Very good. All right, so does anyone have any idea of how we're gonna do this? Right, I'm gonna let one more person read this and then we're gonna answer this together. But does anyone have any idea of how we're gonna do this? Anyone have any idea? Any hunches on how we're gonna go ahead and answer these questions? Anyone? Anyone? Does anyone have any idea of how we're gonna do this? Where is Maya Leah? Maya Leah, can you hear me? Maya Leah, can you hear me? Can't hear from Maya Leah. Where is Micah? Micah. And Nathan. Nathan, can you hear me? Yes, Nathan. Nathan Ariska.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read this question for me.
Java Coffee Shop purchases coffee beans in bags of 13.2 kilograms. The shop then sells this coffee in packages of 220 grams. Calculate the number of packages that can be filled from one bag of coffee beans.
Very good.
Sorry, Mr. Petit. My mic was taking long to cut on.
Okay, go ahead. That's Maya Leah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so class, how are we gonna do this?
We have to convert first.
Say it again.
Convert. And
we have to do what?
Convert.
Convert what? We have to convert
13.2.
Do you have to convert 13.2 kilograms into what?
Grams.
Into grams. Very good. That's the first thing we're gonna do. And so how are we gonna take 13.2 kilograms and convert it to grams? Does anyone remember the acronym? Does anyone remember the acronym? Remember the acronym?
Knock him down. Larry, don't commit murder.
Are we gonna use Larry in this case?
Knock him down, Grammy.
Grammy, very
Knock him, Grammy.
Grammy, very good. Knock him down, Grammy. So, what else about acronym? I need to change that. I really need to change that.
You sing, Henry.
All right. So knock him down, Grammy, don't commit murder, right? So here the G stands for
Grams.
grams, very good. The K stands for what?
Kilograms.
Kilogram. Very good. And the M stands for milligrams. Okay? Milligrams, very good.
Knock him down, Grandpa. Don't commit murder.
Very good. All right, so, okay, so we want to move from kilograms to grams. How are we gonna do that? What are we gonna do? We're gonna move over how many times? We're gonna move over how many times if you're trying to do it? 1, 2, and 3. So we move over 3 times. Why? Because we're moving from kilograms to grams, okay? And so what that means is that we're gonna take 13.2. So we have 13.2 here, right? So we have 13.2 here. And we're gonna take this decimal point and we're gonna move it. How many times are we gonna move it, class? How many times are we gonna move it? We're gonna move it how many times?
4 times.
3 times.
3 times, very good, 3 times.
Okay.
So it's gonna be, so right now we're gonna move it 3 times. So there's gonna be 1, 2, and 3. And so we're gonna put our placeholders, right? So we're gonna put placeholders in the middle, right? So we're gonna put placeholders here just to make sure that everything is okay. We're gonna put placeholders here. So it's gonna be 0 and 0. And so that means that 3.2, when we move it over 3 times, it becomes 13,200. Again, 13,200. And that's how we're gonna get that again. It's gonna be 13,200. And so all we need to do here is we need to say, basically it's 13.2 times 100. That's basically what we have here. Again, 13.2 times 100, 1,000 rather. Because we're basically moving it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And when we do that, that gives us 13,200. And so that means that 3.2 kilograms is equal to 13,200 grams. Now, this is how much we get for grams. So we know that 3.2 kilograms is 13,200 grams. But my question is, are we done? Have we answered the question? Have we answered the question as yet?
No, sir.
No, we have not answered the question. So what else we have to do? What else we have to do in order to answer this question properly? What else we need to do?
The number. We have to find the number of package.
We have to find the number of packages that can be filled from one of the coffee beans, of the bag of the coffee beans. So how are we gonna do that? What are we gonna do?
Divide.
We're gonna do, who said divide? Said divide. Amaya, very good. So we're gonna divide. Excuse me. So we're gonna divide. So we're gonna say 13,200 divided by what? Divided by what?
220.
220. So the number of packages is gonna be 13,200 divided by 220. And do you know how to divide something like that? Oh, that's too big. You'll be like, oh, that's too big. Too big of numbers. So we have to divide it, right? So let's go ahead and divide.
Zeros.
Let's go ahead and divide it. That's a good way. I haven't even thought about that. That was a very good way. So it'll be 22 instead of that. So we have what? We have two. Let me change the color. It's pink. It's still pink. And I change it to say blue. So we have 2,220 into 13,200. How many times does 220 goes into 1,320? That'll be what? How many times does 200 goes into 220 goes into 1,320. That'll be 6 times.
60 times.
6 times. So let's say 6. So 220 times 6. Let's go ahead and multiply that. 220 multiplied by 6. We say 6 times 0 is what? 0. Let me say 6 times 2 is what? 12. So put the 2 down, put the 1 above. We say 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1 is 13. And so it's exactly 1,320. So it's going to be 1,320. Okay. We minus that. We say 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the 0. How many times does 220 go into 0?
0 times.
0 times. 220 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay. And so we have 220, right? 220 multiplied by 60, and that gives us 13,200. And so that means the number of packages that can be filled from one bag of coffee beans is going to be what? It's going to be 60. And so that's going to be 60 packages. Okay. Do y'all understand how I got 60 packages? Let me know if y'all understand how I got 60 packages. Again, let me know if y'all understand how I got 60 packages. Is there anyone who do not understand how I got 60 packages? Let me know. If you do not understand, no problem. If you do not understand how we got 6, that's Aiden Gray, right?
Can you explain that, please, Mr. Petit?
I just came, but I know how to do units too.
You know how to do units, okay. All right. Anyone need me to explain how to do this? Let me know if you understand. If you need me to explain it over.
Can you explain it again, please?
Genesis. Anyone else who do not understand? They need my help to go over it.
Just one more time.
One more time. Okay, no problem. So
Wait,
we are. Go ahead. Alea.
So could you still do like the canceling of the zeros method, or would that be wrong?
No, you still could do that. That's still fine. So if you cancel the 0, then you'll have 22 into 1,320. Yeah, that's what you did?
So, yeah, so.
Okay, that's good. All right, so where is Nevaeh? Nevaeh, are you there? Nevaeh Stewart, are you there, Nevaeh?
Yes, sir.
Nevaeh Stewart, are you there? Nevaeh.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you understand how you got 60 packages?
You divided.
No, I mean, yeah, I divided, but let's start from the conversion. Do you understand how I got this or no?
I only saw when you like to divide and power.
Divided, okay. So here, the problem that we're having, Nevaeh and Genesis, is that if you notice here, this is what? 13.2 kilograms, right?
Kilograms.
But this one is in what? This one is what?
Grams.
Grams. So we can't operate on them unless both of them are in the same units. All right, class? So
yes, sir.
And Nevaeh and Genesis, we can't operate on them unless both of them are in the same units. And so what we have to do, we have to take 13.2 kilograms and convert that into grams. And so that's the goal. So the first thing we did, we said, okay, how can we convert 13.2 into grams? And we use our acronym. What is our acronym, Nevaeh? What is our acronym, Nevaeh?
KH.
Right? Knock him down, Grammy. Don't commit murder, right?
Yes, sir.
So the K stands for kilograms and the G stands for what?
Grams.
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 So we have to move over from kilograms to grams. And how many times do we have to move over?
3.
3 times. So it's going to be 3 times.
1.
So 1, 2, and 3. So that means that we take the 3.2 and we move it over just exactly how many times we move this over. It's going to be the exact
3.
times we're going to move this over. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's going to be moved over 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 13,200. Okay, so we have 13.2 multiplied by 1,000, which is, we do 1,000 because we move it over 3 times, right? And that gives us 13,200. Then what we do, we have to figure out the number of packages. And the number of packages, since both of them are in grams, we're going to take 13,200 and divide it by 220. And when we divided us, we got 60, and that's how we got our answer. All right, does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Genesis, does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay, the rest of us, does this make sense or no? Let me know if y'all
Yes,
understand.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, do y'all have this written down? If so, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp again. If you have this written down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. So far, I only have Cleveland's work. That's the only person who's sending their work so far. The rest of you, where are you? Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Have y'all written this down? Let me know, please, if y'all written this down. Let me know if y'all have written this down. Hello, class. Have y'all written this down?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I can talk. I had something out there.
Okay.
I'm still writing this.
Still writing. All right. Take a screenshot if you're still writing, but the rest of us, we probably are done, and we're gonna move on. So if you still are writing, take a screenshot of the page, and then we can move on from there. All right. But the first thing you have to do is we have to convert this, and then we have to divide. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Why is this thing not charging? All right, next. Let's move on from this.
Hi, close the door.
All right, make sure your mic is muted, Tayden. All right, next question. We're gonna move on from this and we're gonna go on to this. Let me go ahead and erase this whole thing. Erase this, erase this, erase this. How many persons love mensuration, like area of the triangle, area of a circle, area of a square, area of
Triangle, yeah, kind of circle. I mean, shapes inside another shapes is kind of like hard, but
that's
you get used to it.
Okay, good. Is Aiden Gray?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I could read it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you.
14. The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and radius of 10 centimeters. A segment of the circle is shaded.
Very good.
So do we have to wait?
Go ahead.
So this is trying to find the rest of the circle with the triangle, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
No. This is easy. Right, Alea?
Oh.
Alea, see, I body all class.
Mr. Petit, you just coming in with me.
I body all class. Where's Antoine? Antoine. Antoine hiding? All right.
Yes, sir.
What happened, Antoine? What happened? What are you doing? Are you paying attention?
Yes,
Sit
I
again.
did.
Sit again.
I was sleeping all day today. I still a little tired.
You were sleeping all day today, but now you're feeling tired. How does that make sense? Help me understand. Are you sick?
I don't know if I sick. But my head hurting.
Your head hurting? Well, you're lucky this thing is recorded. I was gonna ask you a question, but anyway. Nakaria, can you read the question for me? The diagram.
The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90% and
90%?
of 90 degrees.
Wow.
Sorry, Mercy.
Wow.
Of 90 degrees.
Wow.
And radius of 10 centimeters.
Wow.
A segment of the circle is shaded. Calculate the area of the triangle.
Very good. Noah, read the question for me, please. The diagram shows.
The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and radius of 10 centimeters. A segment of the circle is shaded. Calculate the area of the triangle.
Very good. Calculated. All right. So how are we gonna do this? Anyone have any ideas on how we're gonna calculate it? We just want to figure out the area of the triangle. This is not hard. This is not hard. Calculate the area of a triangle. Go ahead, Shanera. So on the area of the triangle.
So I think it's somewhere radius squared. So that's it.
No, just area of the triangle. That's all we need for now. Just the area of the triangle.
Is this the Pythagorean theorem?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Area of the triangle. We don't want to find on no sides. Class, what is the area of a triangle?
Base times height 180 divided by 2.
Say it again, Jada, loud and proud.
Base times height divided by 2.
I couldn't hear you that time. Can you say it a little louder for me, please?
Base times height divided by 2.
Exactly. So class, what is the area? What is the formula for the area of a triangle? What is the formula for area of a triangle?
Base times height
divided by 2.
Very good. Base times height divided by 2. None hard with that. Why let's make math hard? Math is easy. Don't make it hard. Literally, base times the height divided by 2. Okay? So the area is going to be equal to what? The base, right? Multiplied by, so we're going to find the area of the triangle. So it's going to be the base multiplied by the height divided by 2. Now, you may ask, Mr. Petit, how do you know that this side is 10 centimeters? Right? How do I know that this side is 10 centimeters? Well, I know that this side is 10 centimeters because if you look at the question, they say a segment of the circle is shaded. So this really is a circle. And it has a radius of 10 centimeters. And so imagine with me, if you will, right? Imagine with me, if you will. You have this circle. So you have this circle. Okay, so you have this big circle, right? So imagine you have this circle and this part, this
Oh, so
yeah.
is it like, Mr. Petit, is it also 10? So radius is 10 centimeters. So the whole circle, the radius is only half of the circle going at the length of the line. So there'd be 20 centimeters.
So that would be the diameter, right?
Diameter is 20 centimeters, but they only want you to calculate the radius on one question.
Because we just want this side. We just want this side, right? So this side is, you already know that this side is 10. And this is the radius, right? And so what that means is that this side must also be 10 because it's still the radius. The radius is the same thing. So that's how we know that both of these is 10 centimeters. That's how we know, because we're dealing with the radius of a circle. Yes.
Explain that again, please.
Okay, this triangle is inside a circle. Like, if you look quite carefully, they said the diagram shows a sector of a circle, right? A sector of a circle. A sector of a circle. So a sector, this is a sector of a circle right there. A sector is like a portion, right? So this right there is a sector of a circle right there, right? This, let me highlight it in red. Use red to highlight it. So this right there is a sector of a circle. This right there, this whole thing. So this is the sector of the circle right there, okay? And that's the sector of the circle. And obviously this has 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees right there. And it has a radius of 10 centimeters. So the radius of this circle, so this is basically a circle. The radius of this circle is 10 centimeters. We already know that because they gave us 10 centimeters. That's what they gave us. Now, if it's the radius is the same throughout. So that means that this right here is 10 centimeters. And that means also that this right here is also 10 centimeters because the radius is the same. Okay. And so what that means, let me go ahead and clear our drawings. What that means is that this right here, okay, this right here, let me go ahead. This right here is the base, okay? So the base is going to be what? The base is 10 centimeters. And the height, okay, the height is also what? The height is also what? 10 centimeters. So the base is 10 centimeters and the height is 10 centimeters. And so do you all understand how I got that? The base and height is 10 centimeters. Both of them are 10 centimeters. Do you all understand that?
Yes,
all understand that? All right, so good. So the base is 10 centimeters, the height is 10 centimeters. So we do base times height.
Good afternoon.
10 times 10.
Where's Zania Bo? Zania, can you hear me? Where's Zania? Zania Bo, can you hear me? Where's Zania? Okay, can't really hear from Zania. So we have base times height. The base is 10 centimeters, right? The height is 10 centimeters, okay?
So that's 10 times 10.
Very good. So it's gonna be 10 times 10. So the base is 10 centimeters that we have here. And the height is 10 centimeters as well. And so if we go here and we multiply them, let's go ahead and multiply them. Do we have to multiply 10 times 10? Oh, y'all know what y'all had. What is 10 times 10?
100. We know 10 times
10. Yeah. You know 10 times 10? You sure?
Do you?
Do I know? That's the thing.
Yeah, do you know?
Do I know? I don't know. That's a good question. Is it what, 1,000? Let's see. 0 times 0.
4,000?
You said 4,000? 1,000. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. Put the 0 down. 1 times 0 is what? 0. 1 times 1 is 1. And so we have to add it.
1,000.
It's 1,000, eh? 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Oh, is it 1,000? Is it 1,000?
Mr. Petit, are you supposed to add a next 0?
I supposed to add a next 0? Where am I going to add this next 0? Where am I going to add this next 0? Where are you going to get it from? Mark?
I was just
It's just oxen. Okay. It's 100. Now 100 times 10 is 1,000. All right. You just add the zeros. Okay. But 10 times 10 is definitely what? 100. So that means it's going to be what? 10 times 10 is going to be what? 100. 100 centimeters squared. Why is it centimeters squared? So it's going to be 10 times 10, which is 100 centimeters squared. Why is it centimeters squared? Divided by 2. Why is that?
Because we are dealing with area.
Because we're dealing with area. Very good. An area is always units squared. So we have centimeters. Ooh, this is nice. Times centimeters. That gives us what? Centimeters squared. Okay. All right. Do you all understand that? Again, centimeters times centimeters gives us centimeters squared. Okay. That makes sense? And so this is going to be 100 centimeters squared, but we have to divide it by 2. So we basically have to take 100 and divide it by 2, which we know. What is 100 divided by 2? I think all of you should know that.
50.
100 divided by 2 is what?
50.
50. Very good. So let's go ahead and divide it. Okay, 100 divided by 2.
50 cm.
Who said 50 cm?
Destiny Johnson.
Destiny Johnson. Very, very good, Destiny. Just gonna put the centimeters squared on top of that, not just centimeters, right? So 2 into 10 is gonna go 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay. 10 minus 10 is 0. And 0. Bring down the 5. Bring down the 0. How many times does 2 go into 0? That goes in 0 times. 2 times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 0 is definitely 0. And so we say 2 into 100 is going to be 50 centimeters squared. Again, that's 50 centimeters squared. And that's how we will go about answering that. All right. Any questions on that? Let me know if you all have any questions on that, please. Again, let me know if you all have any questions. Do you all get it? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Class,
Yes,
do you all
sir.
understand how I got the area of the triangle? Let me know, please, if you all understand that.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, Ms. Paddy.
Go ahead.
Question. Why didn't you multiply the 90 degrees? Because I see the box. Why didn't you multiply that too?
Oh, because that's
This is-
that's not a part of it. That's just an angle. We just want the base and the height. That's not a part of the base, not a height. All right. We're gonna use that,
okay.
but we're not gonna use that for this. All right.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Go ahead, Alora.
I don't understand when you have 100 centimeters squared. I don't understand that.
You understand that? Okay, so that's a good question. So were you here for the explanation or you just reached?
I was here, but I wasn't understanding.
You wasn't understanding? Okay, no problem. Well, how about Patrick? Where's Patrick? Patrick, are you here? Where's Patrick? Where's Patrick? Is Patrick here? Patrick.
Which one?
Patrick Raming, I think his last name is. How about Rashad Sinfler? Where's Rashad? Are you there, Rashad?
So.
Okay. Do you understand how we got 50 centimeters squared?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead and explain it for Alora. So what is the area for the triangle, Alora and Rashad? What's the area of the triangle? What's the formula?
Base times height.
Divided by what?
2.
Divided by 2? We know that the base is what? The base is
10.
10. And we know that the height is how much?
10 centimeters.
10 centimeters. Very good. So the area is going to be 10 centimeters multiplied by 10 centimeters. But what is 10 centimeters multiplied by 10 centimeters? When we multiply them, what is that?
100 cm.
That's 100 centimeters squared. And the centimeters squared, because we have centimeters times centimeters, that gives us centimeters squared. Now we have to divide by what? To divide by what?
2.
Divide by 2. And 100 divided by 2 is simply
50 centimeters
50
squared.
Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense to y'all? Do y'all
Yes,
get it?
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay, good. So every time you're doing class, every time we're doing the area of a triangle, what is the formula that we're gonna be using for the area of the triangle?
Base times height.
Base times height.
Base times
Divided
height
by
what?
2.
Divided by 2. Very good. So let's go ahead and move on from this. Do you all have this written? Before I move on
Mr.
from the next
Petit.
question, yes. Go
So
ahead.
2 would always be the number you'd be dividing it by?
That's a very good question. 2 will always be the number that we'll be dividing it by. Yes, that's correct. Let's move on to the next question. I'm gonna ask you all to send this to me after we finish all of question 14. All right, go ahead, Rashid Wilson. Go ahead, Rashid Wilson, and read the question for me. Please, the diagram.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, you have to draw the diagram again.
You don't have to draw a diagram again. It's the same diagram. Where's Rashid? Rashid Wilson, can you hear me? How about Rihanna? Is Rihanna here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Rihanna. Read the question for me, please.
The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and radius of 10 centimeters. A segment of the circle is shaded. Calculate the area of the sector of the circle.
Very good. Ronald Rule. Where's Ronald Rule? Where's Ronald? Ronald Rule, can you hear me? Can't have from Ronald. Chanel Jones. Where's Chanel Jones? Are you there, Chanel?
That's all.
Read the question for me, please.
The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and a radius of 10 centimeters. A segment of the circle is shaded. Calculate the area of the sector of the circle using pi equals 3.14.
Very good. Class, are you all writing this down? This question, the area of the sector of the circle.
Yes,
We already have the
Yes,
first
sir.
part, right? Are you writing this down? This part.
Yes, sir.
I only hear like a few persons. The rest of you, are you writing this down? Let me know, please.
Mr. Petit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Someone have a question for me?
Jaden,
Go ahead.
can you go back to the last one, please? I missed out on a piece. I was trying to write something down.
This.
Thank you.
Quickly take a
I got
screenshot,
it.
Jaden. You got it? Okay, good. All right, we want to
Yes, sir.
figure out the area of the sector of the circle. People like Shania, people like Xavier, people like
Can you go back to the last slide so I can take a picture of this?
I would
how are we
say
gonna get the area of a sector of a circle? Quickly take a
minutes.
screenshot. Quickly take a screenshot. Quickly take a screenshot. All right. Go ahead, Shania. How are we gonna get this?
I was thinking the pi times.
Mr. Petit, can you go back to this?
All right. Y'all have to take a screenshot of this thing before I move, man. It's gonna be like the 100th time I move. I don't understand. If I move it back and you don't have the picture, why don't you just take a picture of it one time? That made no sense. Go ahead, Chanel.
It's gonna be on YouTube?
Say it again.
Isn't this gonna be on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on YouTube this evening. So
Yeah, so we can rewatch it then.
yeah, you could always rewatch it. Thank you, Aiden. But I want the notes now, so they probably want to send the notes now. That's why. All right. Go ahead, Shania. What you saying?
I was assuming that you come in and use the pi times radius squared because they give us what is pi.
Pi times radius squared, but that's the area of a circle. I want an area of the sector of the circle, not the area of the circle. Tavana, your hand is raised.
I think
You come to take my job again? Okay. Sure.
I don't know.
Go ahead. What do you think? What do you think it is?
What do they mean by the sector of the circle? They mean like the full sector
or like the part that ain't shaded.
You wanna ask for help? You wanna ask someone in the class for help? Maybe you can ask
Yes, sir.
maybe you can ask Leah. She would know.
So from what we learned about this,
Uh-huh. You're taking too long to answer, Leah. You're taking too
is
long
this
to
a
answer.
semicircle?
No, it is not a
Like,
semicircle.
what would this mean?
It's considered
Okay.
a sector of a circle. Is it a
I
half?
never learned, but it's
What you mean you only never learned about a sector of a circle? Wow. Deny your line.
uncle.
Go ahead, Aiden Bean. Let's go, Aiden.
We would do pi r squared over 4 if it's a quarter of a circle.
Over what? Say it again, louder, please.
Pi r squared over 4 because it's a quarter of a circle.
Say it again, loud. I don't think they heard you.
Pi r squared over 4 because it's a quarter of a circle.
Very good. It's pi r squared over 4 because it's 1/4 of a circle. If you look at it, right? I don't know if y'all could see this, but open your eyes. Let me go ahead and show y'all.
My
yeah,
eyes are
I just
open.
find that in my book.
You just found in the book? Okay, good.
Yes, because if you draw this, wait, I know what you're gonna do. If you draw the circle, right, you divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4 halves.
Very good. All right.
So it'll be that 1/4 of that circle.
Exactly.
Almost a 1/4.
Right? So it's gonna be 1/4 of the circle. Why? Because if you look carefully, right? Let me go ahead and divide this properly. So remember, we are like imagining that this is a sector of a circle. Okay, this is just a sector. And so what that means is this portion comes from another circle. So this right here is the sector of a circle. This is only 1/4 of the cake or 1/4 of the pie. Okay, this right here is a 1/4, or we have a quarter. Okay, it's a quarter. Okay, and so this is going to be the part that we need. Now, for any sector of a circle, there's this formula that we have. Now, since it's a sector, we just could do since it's just like a literal 1/4.
1/4 is 0.25. So
I wouldn't do it like that. I'll just do pi r squared, okay, over 4. Okay, pi r squared over 4. What is r? What is r?
Radius.
R is the radius. What is the radius? What is the radius in this question?
10
The radius
centimeters.
is the half of the circle from the middle.
So what is the measurement like for the
10
radius?
10 centimeters.
10 centimeters. What is pi?
3.14.
3.14. So let's
Pi
go
is
ahead.
a circle.
No, pi is just 3.14. So 3.14 multiplied by, what is r squared?
10.
R squared
10
is going to be 10 squared. Oh, class, what is 10 squared? What is 10 squared? What is 10 squared? Do y'all know what 10 squared is?
10 times 10 is 100.
Very good.
10 times 10.
10 times 10, yes, 10 times 10. And what is 10 times 10?
100.
100. 1,000? I thought we settled that. I thought we settled that, man. I thought we settled that. Okay, so we have 3.14. Do I have to multiply it out again to show y'all that there's 100? Or y'all like get it? So 10 squared. 10 squared all over 4. So 10 squared, the reason why we got 100 is because
so maybe you should.
I should, yeah. 10 squared is going to be equal to 10
multiplied.
Go ahead.
I think you're doing the long way, like the very long way with the fraction instead of just multiplying the decimal.
You would do, but then I'll have to multiply 0.25 by 3.
3.14.
And then you would And then you would multiply that by 10.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
multiply that by 100.
I think so.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because if you do 3.4, I wouldn't do that. I would do, if I'm using your way, I would do 3.14 times 100, right? Then I would multiply that by 0.25. You understand? That makes sense. Like I would do the multiplication first here, and I would multiply that by 0.25. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that's the way. So we have 3.14 multiplied by 100, which gives us what? 3.14 multiplied by 100 gives us what? Well, we have to actually multiply it. I mean, we could just move the decimal point. But for those who actually want to see the working, here it is. Reluctantly. Okay. So let's go ahead and multiply this. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Put the 0 down. 0 times 4, 0. 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Put the 2 decimal place. Put the 2 zeros down. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0, 0, 0. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. So we have 3, 1, right? 3, 1, 4, 0, 0. But there's no point, it's 2 places behind, so we're gonna put it right there. So that means that it's gonna be 3. You move the decimal point twice, 1, 2. It's gonna be 3, 1, 4, divided by 4. Okay. And so if we're gonna divide that by 4, all we need to do is say 4 into 314. 314. Class, how many times does 4 go into 31? How many times does 4 go into 31? It's gonna be what? 4 goes into 31 7 times. Very good. What is 4 times 7?
7.
What is 4 times 7?
28.
28. Very good.
20.
We subtract. 1 minus 8, we really can't do that, so we're gonna borrow. This is gonna be 2. Boom. Putting on the 1. 11 minus 8 is what?
3.
11 minus 8 is what?
3.
11 minus 8 is?
3.
8, 9, 10, 11. That's gonna be 3. Very good. 3. 2 minus 2 is?
0.
0. Bring down the 4. Very good. How many times does 4 go into 34?
8 times.
4 goes into 34 how many times? 8 times. 4 times 8 is what?
32.
32. Very good. 32. Subtract. 4 minus 2 is what? 2. Very good. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 3 minus 3 is 0. And so we're done, right? We're finished. That's it. That's all we have to do. We have more to do. Are we done with the division? Class, are we done with the division?
No.
No. What we have to do? We have to put the
Divide.
decimal.
You got out a point.
Add the decimal point. What does the decimal point give us the permission to do?
0.
Add a imaginary 0. Okay. How many times does 4 go into 20?
5.
5 times. 4 times 5 is what?
20.
20. Very good. Let me say 20 minus 20 is going to be 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. And so we do that. And it's going to be equal to what? 78 78.5. But since we're dealing with area, it's going to be 78.5 centimeters what? Centimeters squared.
Square.
Okay, so it's going to be 78.5 centimeters squared. All right. Class, do you all understand that? How I got 78.5?
Yes, sir.
Let me know if you all understand that.
So
I'm on here from Tayden and
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Petit, I have a question.
yes, go ahead with your question.
How you know the formula when the size of the angle is less than 90 degrees and the sector isn't measured?
Wow, that's a smart question. Gosh. Answer the question again. That's a very good question. Go ahead, Ricardo. I don't know if you remember your question. Ricardo, are you there?
How do you know the size of the angle? I mean, the formula when the size of the angle is less than 90 degrees and the sector isn't measured.
Wow. Where did you come from with that question? That's a very good question. You just is thinking about it?
Yes, sir.
That's a very
He
good
must be
question.
already in college.
I know, right? He probably already have his master's degree, man. That's a good question. He asks, this is for Aiden Gray especially. Because it look like he's the math teacher now, so let's
Maybe not.
let's ask him. Come on, man. Keep the same energy.
I could try.
Keep
Yeah,
the same
maybe.
energy.
Yeah.
Keep the same energy. So he's asking, right? Right now we know that this is 90 degrees. He said, okay, well, what if? That's a very good question. I wasn't even trying to do that today, but he might push me to do this today. I was trying to avoid that, but Ricardo's like, no, we have to do it. And so reluctantly, let me go ahead and get this thing. So his thing is like, okay, what if, right? We have, let me use a red.
So, you could enable the chat.
Oh yeah, I have to enable the chat, right? I haven't enabled the chat yet. It's pretty good.
And it's 6:58. That's a good treat.
Excuse me, Miss Petit.
Go ahead, Chanel.
Before you go to that part, I had to come back, so I had to do something. Lady, but as I had, why you put it over 4?
That's a good question. I'm going to answer that. I just want to address this question. All right, because I'm going to redo this question anyway. So he's saying if we have this circle and we have a sector of the circle, right? And the sector of the circle is like smaller than 90 degrees, right? So like this, how are we going to like figure out what is going to be the area of this? Okay, how are we going to figure out the area of this? Anyone have any idea? Right? No, it doesn't. You don't have any idea? How are we going to figure, like, when we have something like this? It's less than 90 degrees. It's just a sector. It's just a sector of the circle. We're trying to figure what's the area of this. What's going to be the formula? Does anyone have any idea of how we're going to do this? Especially, Shania, do you know? Nakaria might know. Xavier, do you know?
Right now.
Like, how are we gonna find the area of a sector of a circle in general? Not just when it's 90 degrees, when it's like strictly a fourth. Like, how do you know the sector of a circle?
Would you have something to do with whatever by 360? Because the whole circle.
Who's speaking? Who's speaking?
Chanel.
Oh, your name is Chanel.
Yeah, everyone just call me Chanel, but
it's Chanel. Oh, interesting. Wow, I'm butchering your name from day one. Who else name I is butchering in this class?
Mars.
What's your actual name is? Kino. I say Kino. Yeah, that's true. Only them two, right? I think only them two names I butcher. Everyone else's name, I think I say it the right way. Hopefully.
But my name is Cleveland.
You can't say my name since
Shavarian.
Still saying it wrong.
Oh gosh. Forgive me. It looks like you have an eighth of a circle, so you divide by 8 and so forth. No, no, Devana. No. No.
I learned like the path of a circle, like I learned like some like the even path of a circle. Like
yeah,
I don't know
path. Like the
Multiply and divide by 2.
No, that's a good point though. So the formula, if you want to, you can write it down, but the formula is going to be theta multiplied by pi r squared divided by 360. Most of you will not need this for your exams, except for Shanair, Xavier, what else? Rihanna, and those people. But they won't really ask you all for this one. But for this one, the theta is the given angle. So if the given angle was 56, it would be 56 multiplied by pi multiplied by r squared all over 360. If it was 30, it would be 30 multiplied by pi r squared all over 360. If it was 70, it would be 70 multiplied by pi r squared over 360. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Ricardo, you understand what I'm saying? Like how you would do it if it's different. Yes, someone have a question.
Is this trigonometry?
It's not trig. It's not trig. This is not trig. No. Ricardo, where's Ricardo?
Yes, sir.
You understand? It's a different formula, basically. All right. That you wouldn't need to know for your exam. You wouldn't need that. But it's just a different formula. What's her name? Chanel. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically for this one, let me go ahead and explain this for you. So you was asking like how we get the fourth, all right? So basically the way we get that is you notice that this part, this red part right there, this is a fourth of the circle or a quarter of the circle. You understand that? So we just take the area of the circle and divide it by 4, right? And that's why we use the 4 at the bottom, all right?
Yes, sir.
That makes sense? So pi is what? 3.14, right? Pi. 10, r is 10, so just the radius is 10 squared all over 4. So it's going to be 3.14 multiplied by 10 squared. What is 10 squared, Chanel? What is 10 squared? 10 squared is what? What is 10 squared? Chanel, what is 10 squared?
Pardon?
What is 10 squared?
100.
100.
Very good, 100. So it's going to be 3.14 multiplied by what?
100.
100, very good. All over 4. We do 3.14 multiplied by 100. That gives us 314 divided by 4. And we take 314. We divide it by 4. Okay, so we divide it by 4 right there. That gives us 78.5, and that's how we get 78.5 centimeters squared. That makes sense? Does that make sense? Chanel, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good. The rest of us, do y'all understand how I got this? I mean, if y'all understand how I got 78.5. I mean, if y'all understand. Where's Zania Bo? Zania Bo, can you hear me? Zania Bo. Zania Bo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Zania, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you weren't answering me last night. What happened?
I think something's wrong with my mic because every time I speak, like you can't hear it.
But I can hear you now. Am I supposed to be helping
Yes,
you with your
sir.
course? Am I supposed to be helping you with your coursework, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So if you hear your name and you can't speak, then you have to type in the chat so I can know that you're here.
Yes, sir.
All right. But I'm glad that I could hear you, and I'll be helping you with your coursework moving forward. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we have here is 314 divided by 4. We divided by 4. That's going to be 78.5 centimeters squared. All right. Last question, I think, for number 14, and I'm going to ask you all to send on the work in. I think it's the last question on this. So let me go ahead and do this. Okay. This is that. Let me erase clear all drawings. Clear all drawings. Okay, so one more question on this, and then we should be good. Yep. Okay, good. Now, the next question that they want is go ahead. Go ahead. Shantasia. Where is she?
Use Google Translate.
I know, right? Shantasia.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. You recently came in my class this week, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your last name?
Brown.
Brown, okay. Do you have a question so far on what we have done?
No, sir.
Okay, have you sent in your work as yet?
Not for the day.
Not for the day. You sent yesterday's work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good. So what have you written down the notes so far for the day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you also need to send that. You also need to send it to me, all right?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Do you understand me, Shantasia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Go ahead and read this question, please.
I can't really see it. Like
Okay,
the
you
top
can't
part.
see the top part.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Can you go back to the beginning because I wasn't here to get understand the notes from the beginning.
No problem. I'll go back to the beginning. Go ahead, Shantasia.
The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and radius of 10 centimeters. A segment of the circle is shaded.
You want to calculate what? Part C? Calculate the what? Read it.
I don't see it.
Calculate the area of the shaded segment. Can you see that part?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right. You want to figure out the area of the shaded segment. Shaved Harris, can you read this question one more time for us as well? Shaved Harris.
Sure. The diagram shows a sector of a circle with an angle of 90 degrees and radius of 10 centimeters.
Okay.
A segment of the circle is shaded. Calculate the area of the shaded segment.
Okay, good. So how are we going to figure out the area of the search of the shaded region? Do you all have any idea?
I think I do.
Go ahead. How are we going to do this?
You subtract the answer you got from B from answer you got from A, like say.
You have to speak into the mic. I could barely hear you.
Oh, I think you subtract 78.5 by 50.
Who's speaking? Tayden?
Yes, sir.
That's another one who coming for my job. Tayden, do you think you're right?
I probably am.
You probably
I'm not
are.
gonna be very I'm probably not gonna be confident about it.
Okay, all right. You are absolutely correct. We have to subtract, right? So basically for this one, we have to subtract our two answers from the beginning, right? What do we get for the area of the triangle? Like, anyone remember what we got for the area of the triangle? What do you got for the area of the triangle?
50 centimeters.
50 centimeters squared. Very good. And what do we get for the area of the sector of the circle? That's we got what?
78.5.
78.5. So basically, here's the image. Here's the imagery that you should have inside your mind. So basically, we know what is the area of the whole sector. We know what the area of the whole sector. Okay. We know what that is. That is 78.5, right? 78.5. That's this whole thing. The area of this whole thing is 78.5. That's the area of the sector of the circle. However, we also know that the area of the triangle is 78.5. So in order to figure out the area of the shaded region, that black region, all I need to do is remove this area. That's all I need to do. I need to remove the area of the triangle. And if I cancel out, if I remove this area, the area of this triangle, okay? If I remove it, if I take it away, I think I'm clear, right? If I take it away from this, what would I be left with? Like, what would I be left?
Just the shaded segment.
Just the shaded region, right? So I'll be left with just this shaded portion right now. So if I take the area of the area of the triangle away from this, right? I'll just be left with the shaded region, which I'm gonna highlight in blue and yellow, right? The same one right there. I'll just be left with this part. And that's how I'm gonna get this part. I'm gonna take the area of the sector and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna take the area of the triangle and I'm gonna subtract it. So I'm gonna take the area of the triangle away from the area of the sector. So how does that look, right? So the area of the shaded region, okay, area of the shaded region, so write this down. The area of the shaded region is gonna be what? 78.5 centimeters squared minus what? Minus 50 centimeters squared, okay? And that gives us what? When we subtract them, what y'all got? When you subtract them, what y'all got? What y'all got when y'all subtract them, class? What y'all got?
28.5.
28.5? 28.5. So I got 78. So 78.5 minus 50. Okay. 50.0 all over. 5 minus 0 is 5. Put the point there. 8 minus 0 is 8. 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay. And so the answer is going to be what? The answer is going to be 28.5 centimeters squared. Okay, so it's going to be 28.5 centimeters squared. And so what that means is that the area of the segment is going to be 28.5 centimeters squared. Do y'all understand how I got this? Let me know if y'all understand that. How I got this, please. Let me know if y'all get it.
Yes, sir.
Hello, class. Do y'all understand how I got this? Let me know, please.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Tanaya, do you understand how I got this? Let's talk to Tanaya. Tanaya, do you understand how I got this? Tanaya, can you hear me? Where's Tanaya?
You mean me?
Tanaya. No, not Amaya, Tanaya. Can't hear from Tanaya. Skylar Hall. Do you understand how I got this, Skylar? Skylar, do you understand how I got this? Where's Skylar? And
Yeah.
Skylar, do you understand how I got this?
Yes.
Pardon?
So
Good. So how do we get this? What do we do in order to get the area of the shaded region? What do we do? What do we do, Skylar?
you subtract the area of the shaded region.
We subtract the area of the triangle, the area of the sector minus the area of the what?
Area of the triangle.
Very good. And when we subtract them, what do we get?
28.5 centimeters
squared.
Squared.
Very good. All right. Skylar, you need to send in your notes. You're not sending in your notes, Skylar. Do you hear me, Skylar?
Yeah, so
you need to send in your notes. All right, the rest of us, take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right. Again, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. All of number 14 I need to see. Do we like mensuration with the area of the shaded region, the area of the triangle, the area of, do we like it or no, we don't like it?
No, sir.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, it okay.
Seems simple.
It okay. All right.
Excuse me.
Compared to the other.
Compared to the other ones, okay. Okay.
No, I don't like it.
You can look in the top.
Yes, I can. No, it doesn't. It doesn't deserve it. It's a regular question. Okay, have you already sent in your work in so we can move on from this?
Oh, no, so the question I was asking, it didn't send. I was asking how much points part A was worth.
How many points is part A worth? I didn't have that on the screen.
I didn't see it.
How many points? Oh, we like sheep. Oh, I didn't put it. Probably like 2 points. Yeah, more than likely it's 2 points. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Ooh, we have a nice question. Ooh. A very nice question. Okay, next, moving right along. Let me go ahead and move all this goo from my screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and, so I want us to draw this table. All right, draw it just like how I have this on the screen. Let me make sure y'all could see this properly because y'all might say, oh, Mr. Petit, I can't see your screen. So let me go ahead and make sure I adjust these things so y'all could be able to see it. Okay, good. So y'all should be able to see it now, I guess. Yeah, y'all should be able to see it now. Okay, good.
Thanks for the free answer.
Y'all didn't see that, right? Right.
Right.
Pardon me, Mr.
100 degrees, 100 degrees.
That
Pardon
was
me, Mr. Petit.
yes.
I have to go now.
Okay,
I
no.
will be right back, so.
No problem.
100 degrees.
100 degrees for 100 degrees for what? Y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see nothing.
Why was the first one to say that I interpret?
Tavano Sutherland, where's Tavano? Tavano Sutherland? Mr. Sutherland. Go ahead and read the question, please. And a survey people were asked.
In a survey, people were asked which of the three most swallowing. Guys see the rep.
Say it again.
The guys see the rep.
What do you mean you can't see the rest? What can't you see?
Newspapers. Yeah.
What in your way? What in your way that you can't see it?
Talking thing.
Oh, the talking thing?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Let me go ahead and ask Sienna Bo. Can you read it, Sienna? Hopefully you could see it.
Just unzoom the screen by using the rolly thing on the mouse.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Go ahead, Sienna Bo. Can you read the question?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read the question for me.
In a survey, people were asked which of 3 newspapers they read. The incomplete table below shows the result of this survey.
Read the table.
Continue.
Yeah.
Newspaper, the daily, number of people 60, the angle is 120 degrees. The sun, 50, the press, the angle is 140 degrees. Calculate the angle representing the sun.
Very good. Very good.
Nah, this will be pretty easy because I know plenty things about the press.
Okay, and Tavari Musgrove. Tavari Musgrove. Where's Tavari? Tavari Musgrove, can you hear me? Okay, you can't hear from him, and then he can say, "Oh, Mr. B, that was right there. I was right there. I was paying attention." Tori Miller. Where's Tori Miller? Can you hear me, Tori? Tori Miller, can you hear me? Okay. And okay, Tori, can you read the question for me, please? Read the question for me. Can't help, I'm Tori. Go ahead, Trayvon. Trayvon, can you read the question for me, please? Say it again. Read the question, Trayvon.
Which one? Which one?
There's only one question on the screen, Trayvon. In a survey, people.
Me or the other one?
You, Trayvon, you.
In a survey, people were asked which of the 3 newspapers they read. The incomplete table below shows the result of this survey.
Okay.
It calculates the angle representing the sun.
Thank you. And last but not least, Ariana, read the question for me, please.
In a survey, people are asked which of 3, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
In a survey, people are asked which of 3 newspapers they read. The incomplete table below shows the results of this survey. Newspaper, the Daily, the Sun, the Press, number of people, 60, 50, blank, angle, 120 degrees, blank, 140 degrees. A, calculate. I, the angle representing the sun.
Thank you. All right, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer this. So basically, you all have an answer. Oopsies. Great. Thank you, screen.
Now you
Answer now.
No, I say the answer first. I say the answer first. Nobody gonna take my spot.
Oh my, perfect. I misimpressed a button and then it just, you know.
I have the answer. It's 100 degrees.
The answer is 100. Really? How did you get 100?
I add them 2 up and subtract about 260.
Show working.
Oh, great. I guess you all saw all my working. All right, so the angle representing the sun. All right, so basically we have here is we have an angle representing each one. So this one right here is 120. This one right here is 140. And we have to figure what is this missing one. But the thing is, what we do know is that all of these angles must fit in a circle. And what we do know is that angles around a point in a circle must add up to what?
360.
Must add up to 360 degrees. So if this one is 140, let's imagine that this is 140, okay? And if this is 120, say if this is 120, we still have some more space that is left over. And that's the thing. We still have some more space that is left over. And so the idea is that we have to figure out, hey, what is that space? What is the amount of that space left over? But the good thing that we know is that we know that all of the angles inside of this, what shall we call this? This circle must add up to what? What must it add up to?
360.
It must add up to 300 and? It must add up to what?
360.
360. So the first thing that we should do in this case, right, is that we're going to
add them up.
We're gonna add them up.
That's a peace sign.
We're gonna add them up. That is a peace sign. Look at that. All right. So it's gonna be what? 120. Okay. Plus what? 120 degrees.
40.
Plus what?
140.
Plus 140.
Equals 260.
So 120 plus 140 is gonna be equal to what? So it's gonna be 140. Oh, sorry, 120 rather. 120 plus 140. And it's gonna be 0 plus 0 is gonna be what? 0. 4 plus 2 is what? What is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is what? 6. Yeah, 6. Almost forgot that. 1 plus 1 is gonna be what? 2. And so the answer is 260. How did y'all get 100? The answer is 260. Right?
Wow.
Are we done?
It's not the answer.
No, that's not the answer.
No.
What do you mean that's not the answer? I
You
said right there.
subtract no. You subtract 360 from 260.
360.
I have to subtract what?
360. 360 by 260.
I have to subtract what?
360 by 260.
I have to subtract. Very good. So I have to do subtraction. So I have to subtract, right? I have to subtract. Okay. So I have to subtract. So I'm gonna say boom and boom.
100.
So I'm gonna say 360, right? 360
That's right.
degrees minus what? Minus 260. Very good. Minus 260.
100.
And when I do that subtraction, okay? When I do a subtraction, I have 260 minus, oh my goodness, the bigger number have to be on top. This is gonna be what? 360. This is gonna be 360 minus 260. All right. And so 0 minus 0 is going to be 0. 6 minus 6 is going to be 0. And 3 minus 2 is?
It's 100. 1.
1. Very good. So the answer here is going to be?
100.
100. Very good. 100. All right. All right. So the answer is 100 degrees. Do you understand how I got 100 degrees for the sun, the angle for the sun?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just
Yes, sir.
I understand the process, but could you explain it one more time, please?
Yes, I can. The rest of us, you'll understand how I got 100 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so that's how we got 100
Yes.
degrees.
We have
We
a
did.
question. I got it a different way.
What other way you use?
Yes, see, I multiply 6 times 2 is 120. I multiply 50 times 2, that gives you 100.
Say it again.
I multiply 50 times 2.
And I give you 100, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the way that persons might think might work, but that doesn't work all the time. All right. So this way works all the time, but I understand the logic, right? But this way works all the time. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and explain it over again for Genesis. Where is Valea Miller? Valea Miller. Can you hear me, Valea? By the way, if you all have this written down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you have it written down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Some people are still not sending their work. So if you have this written down, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Go ahead, Valea. Go ahead, Valea. Valea Miller, can you hear me? Where's Valea? Can I have from Valea? Xavier Miller, do you understand how we got an answer? Xavier?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Can I use the bottom
Yes,
list?
sir.
Yes, we can. And why Lizzie Smith? I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I know I'm butchering it. Can you pronounce your name, please? Why Smith?
Pardon?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how I got 100 degrees?
No, sir, I just came back.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it again, and I'm going to explain it also for Genesis, all right? So basically, what we have here is this angle is 120 degrees, and this angle is 140, right? So we have this circle whereby this is 120, this is 140. And we have to figure out what is this angle. We know that angles in a triangle, in a circle rather, add up to 180, add up to 360 degrees. So the first thing that we're gonna do, Genesis and Wiley C, is we're gonna add 120 and 140. And Genesis and Wiley C. Smith. When we add 120 and 140, what do we get? What do we get? We add 120 and 140, we get what? 260.
260.
Then after that, we're gonna take 360, the whole thing, right? 360, and subtract 260, right? So we say 360 minus 260, and we subtract it, all right? And so it's gonna be 360 minus 260, which gives us what?
100.
100, right? So 360 minus 260 gives us 100, and that's how we got 100 degrees for the sun. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. All right, good. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Let's move on to the next question. Zion Davis. Go ahead, Zion. Zion. Isn't there a Zion in the NBA? What his last name is? Zion what? Williamson? Williamson, yeah.
Yes, he's played with the Pelicans.
Yeah. Okay.
He cost me losing the volley.
Yeah, yeah, that happened a lot of times. A lot. But he looked like he coming back, you know, he looked like he, you know, really getting himself back together. So that's good.
Just tell the AI not to do it.
Something wrong with them. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, something is, yeah. But he's a really good player if once he's healthy and interested.
You want to be slimming down like that, Mr. Petit? That is not healthy.
That is healthy. He was too fat. All right. Number 2, we wanna calculate the number of people who read the press. Calculate the number of people who read the press. Okay, how are we gonna get that? The number of people who read the press. Okay.
I thinking now. I trying to figure out.
Say it again.
Seven.
Say it again.
40.
7. How did you get 7?
I guess divide it like by 2, the angles by 2. That's it.
Yeah, I figured that's what you did. Because 60 is half of that, 50 is half of that. So you assume that 70 is gonna be half of that. I guess that's your logic.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Anyone else have any idea of how we're gonna get that? I mean, that might work, but what is the official way to do it?
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
60 plus 50 equals 110, and you subtract it by 180.
We subtracted from what?
180.
180. How would we do that? Why 180? Why 180?
It is half of 360.
Half of 360. No.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
Can you use the restroom, please?
Yes, we can. Anyone else want to try? How we gonna get the number of people who read the press? Okay.
Down to be 70.
Down to 70. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Can we use proportion?
Can we use what?
Proportion.
Proportion. Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Interesting. So the what we have to do, right? The first thing you have to do. Oh, why did I do it like this? Oh my goodness, what did I do?
Use it as a ratio.
Say it again.
You can use it as a ratio too.
I use that a ratio. What you mean?
Like how you have for 60 get 120 degrees, and you get 50 get 100, and then with 70 equal to 140.
Okay. See, the thing is that we need to figure out what is the total number of people. That makes the biggest difference, right? If we know what is the total number of people, then that is going to help us, all right, to be able to get it. Now, how many people in total? Because if we know the total number of people, all we need to do is add 60 and 50 and subtract it from, subtract it from whatever like once we add 60 and 50, we can subtract it from the total. So we have to figure what the total is. So is there a way for y'all to tell me how we can get the total? Because once we get the total,
right? 140.
Say it again.
Divide 140 by 360.
Divide 140 by 360.
Yes, sir.
No. How are we gonna get the total? Excuse me. So someone said use a proportion. I want to go over to this side. Let me keep this. Someone said use a proportion, so let's try that and see. Oh, okay. Wait, my screen is still paused? Or y'all could see it now? Resume slide. Can y'all see my screen? Okay, y'all should be able to see it now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if this way will work. I'm just gonna try it. I've never done it this way before, but let's see. Someone said use a proportion, so let's try it. So we know that 60, so the number of people number of people to angle. Do not write this down. I'm just trying to test it. So we know that 60 degrees and the angle is 60 people, the angle is what? 120. So if it is 360, sorry, if it is 360, if it is 360, if it is 360, what is the angle? So what is the number of people? And maybe you multiply by 120. So you say x times 120, it's going to be what? 120 times x, which is equal to what? 360 times 60. 360 times 60. And then you basically divide both sides by 120. You divide both sides by 120. What that gives you? That gives you, we cancel out this 120 with this 120. So x is equal to what? X is equal to 360. 360 multiplied by 60 over 120. And what would I give you? X is equal to what? What is 360 times 20? 360 times 60. That's 21,600 divided by 120. Oh, it's 180. Yeah, it works. So the total is what? The total is 180. So if the total,
180?
So if the total is 180, right? If the total is 180, then all we need to do is to add what? 60 plus 40. We add 60 plus 40.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, 60 plus 50.
110.
80.
Yeah, so is equal to 180. 180 minus,
plus 100.
what is 60 plus 50? That's going to be what?
110.
110.
110. And what is 110? 180 minus 110. That's going to be what?
70.
70.
70.
70. Anyone else said 70? Anyone else said 70? Anyone else said 70? Yeah. It is 70.
I said it before, other reasons of God.
Okay. For other reasons, yeah. This is not the way I would do it though. I wouldn't do it this way. But let me see if it's the same thing. The way I would do it. It is 70. The way how I would do it, I would say, okay. I would say 60. Well, I would say 120. Multiplied by 360. Now, yeah, it is the longer way. But I'd say 120 over 360. Right? Why am I using 100? Yeah, multiplied by t, as in the total, is equal to 60. This is probably the same thing as a ratio as well. Because what I'll do here, right, is I would basically multiply both sides by 360 over 120. 360 over 120. I would cancel this with that, and that with this. And I would also do the same thing on this side. I would say 360 over what, 120? Yeah, it's the same thing. 60 times 360 divided by 120 is the same thing. So this way works. Yeah, this way works. So the ratio works apparently. So let me go ahead and explain it this way. Again, I've never explained it this way, but it works. All right, Trayvon. All right, sure. So basically, let me explain it. Let me write it down properly now. So since we know it works. So basically, right, this is the number of people. So this is the number of people. The number of people and this is the angle, or this is the angle. Okay. And the idea behind this one is that if we know that 60 people represents 120 degrees the angle, if that's the ratio, right? Then
yeah, use the restroom.
Yes, we can. Then if we have 360 as our angle, what would be the number of people? That's basically the idea, right? So basically, you could look at it as 1 equal part. You could do that as well, a 1 equal part way. So basically what we're doing, we're going to take 360 multiplied by 60. That's this, 360 multiplied by 60. Then we have 120 multiplied by x. So 120 multiplied by x. And now we have an equation, which we're going to solve. So 120 divided by 120. And whatever we do to this side, we must do to this side. And so we have that x is equal to 360 multiplied by 120 all over 120. Sorry, 360 multiplied by 60 all over 120. And then that gives us 180 when we do it. And so once we have our 180, once we know that the total is 180, that's what we know the total is. The total is 180. So once we know that the total is 180, then we're just going to say 180 minus 60 plus 50. And that's going to give us 110. And then we do 180 minus 110, and that gives us 70 degrees. And so the answer is going to be 70 degrees. All right. Do you understand how I got 70 or no? So y'all still lost.
Yes, I
You understand? The rest of you, do y'all understand how I got 70 or y'all lost?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, take a picture of this and send to me view what's up again. Take a picture of this and send to me view what's up. Shania, do you understand this? Shania?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
All
I
right.
did it the simpler way.
What you did?
I did the 140 divided by 2.
The 140 divided by, that's the thing. I don't know if that way works all the time. I don't know. I can't say. It may work, but I don't know. I can't verify that way works all the time. That's why I'm not, hurry up. I'm not gonna, because it is for 3 points too. So I'm like, why would they give it for 3 points if it's only like divided by that, you know? So that's why.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, I did gone do something with mommy and I did come back. Just the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Let me take a picture and send it to.
Yeah, take a picture. All right, let's go ahead and all right. All right, let's go ahead and finish this question. What else they asking us for us to do? I think we're done with this. Okay. Let me go ahead. Y'all got the slide before I move it? Did y'all get this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me go ahead and move this one. I think one more question is that they want us to.
I.
Yeah, I think there's a 3. Okay. And okay, good. Oh, they want us to actually draw it out. Okay, good. So clear our drawings. So Cleveland, read the question, please, with the protractor and the ruler. Cleveland, go ahead and read the question. There's Cleveland. Is Cleveland now?
I can't see it.
Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead Laura, since you are speaking, read the question with the protractor.
With a protractor and ruler, use the information from A to complete the pie chart below.
Okay.
The daily 120%. 120 degrees.
Degrees, very good. All right, so what we have to do is we have to draw the circle and actually like do it with our geometry set. And so we know based on the chart that daily is 120, sun is 100, and the press is 140. We already have daily marked out as 120. And so we need to do the sun and we need to do the press. So the sun and the press is what we need to do. So let's go ahead and answer this. So do you all have like a protractor that y'all could use? Maybe y'all could use a protractor.
I have a glass cap.
I'm gonna use my
That circle shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my construction link from online. I'm gonna use that to get it. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you all so y'all can get it. So, okay, good. So we have the circle. So let me go ahead and expand it. Good. We have the circle that we have here. Okay. Oopsies. I need a.
Excuse me.
You can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This website don't want to load up on my device.
All right.
I actually have this website saved on my computer.
Well, just do it in your book. If you can't do it on the website, do it on your book. And I would rather it in your book anyway. Do it in your book, right? All right. So now we have to measure 120 degrees. All right. So let's go ahead and measure that out. So what I'll do here, right, is I would just draw a line first. So let me just draw a line.
Mr. Petit, may I get my protractor quickly, please?
Yes, we can. So I'll draw a line here. This as my base. And I'm going to use my protractor to measure out 120 degrees. 120 degrees, okay? And so this is our line here. I'm going to open it up so y'all could see it clearly. We need 120 degrees, people. 120.
Can I get my protractor, please?
Yes, we can. So we need 120. Let me go ahead and move this because it's too close. So let me go ahead and put it like right here. Like right there. Something like that. All right, good. So this right here, if you go here, boom. Good. So what is the measurement that we are looking for? 100 and what? 100 and what? Class, what is the measurement that we're looking for? Hello, class, what is the measurement that we're looking for?
120.
120, very good. 120. 120, very good. And so what does that mean? That means that we're gonna start at, this is 0, this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, this is 60, this is 70, this is 80, this is 90, this is 100, this is 110, and this is what? 120. Very good, 120. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to put a dot right on 120, right there. Okay, I'm gonna put a dot on 120. Okay, put a dot on 120. So this right here is going to be 120. 120. 120, right? So let's go ahead and draw that. 120.
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
All we did was we measured out 120 right here, and we draw the dot right there, and we're gonna draw the line now. And so.
Okay, thank you.
So this is gonna be right there. So this right here is 120. Let me do it like that. So, yeah, that's 120, right? So this measurement right here is exactly 120 degrees, and let's go ahead and label it. So this right here is 120 degrees. All right. And this is, what is this? This is the sun, or this is the daily? Which one is this? This is the daily.
Daily.
This is the daily. So let's go ahead and do this. This is the daily. So let's write it down. Are y'all just watching me do this, or y'all actually doing this inside of your book? Let me know, please.
I just started. I do none of them. Same one.
You're doing it on the app? Okay.
Yes, I do too.
I'm versus are doing it in that book. Anyone is doing it on that in that book?
I have the app to use and saved within my computer.
Okay. It's only like 3 persons. The rest of you, are y'all actually writing this down, or y'all just watching me do it?
Yes, sir.
Write it down.
Okay, good. Alea, are you writing this down, or are you just looking at the screen? Hello?
Writing it down.
Okay. Now, for those of you who say I don't work hard, I'm working hard now, constructing this. Okay? With no help from AI. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe. Might. Still not sure. All right, so we need to measure now 100. So 100 is going to be, so this is 0, this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 60, this is 70, this is 80, this is 90 right there. And this right here is 100, right? So what does that mean? I am going to map out 100. 100 is right there, so I'm gonna go right here and map it out. So this right there is 100, put that right there. Now you may be saying, Mr. Petit, isn't this 80? No, we look at the numbers on the inside. Look at the numbers on the inside. So this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So it's 100 there. Okay, so it's 100. Okay, so we just put this on 100. Okay, so it's gonna be 100. So this right there is 100. Okay, that's good. And so what we have here, I'm going to move this. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this right. Wait, come on, work with me. Come on, work with me, son. Good. And so is this 100? If we measure it, it's not actually 100. So let me go ahead and remove that. So we have exactly on 100. So this is gonna be.
Why are you drawing your lines so straight?
How am I drawing my line so straight? I'm using this thing. So you could use a ruler. Just go ahead and use a ruler. But I just use this line segment. Okay. All right. And so what does that mean? That means that this run right here is going to be how many degrees? 100 degrees. Okay, 100 degrees. And what was 100 degrees? 100 degrees was what? That was for the sun, right? The sun. That was for the sun.
You have to leave.
Okay, you can. That was the sun, right? The sun. Okay, the sun. And then 140, right? 140 degrees would be for the press. Now, obviously for this, you would, obviously remove this and remove that. So you wouldn't have it, but there's no way for me to manually do that now. So that's why I'm just gonna leave it. But this is how we basically do it. And I can even draw the protractor and show. If you look carefully, This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? And if we go here and I measure this out right here, it should be 140. This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Yeah. So everything should be aligned. All right. All right. How does your graph look? Does it look like mine or better or worse?
Yeah.
How does your graph look?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Again,
Mine's look,
say it again.
mine's look all right.
Yours look all right. Yes, Chanel.
When you draw the next line, do you go on the outer 120 or you just draw it anywhere?
Say it again.
When you draw in the next line, the line will by the cursor, do you go to the other 120
This one?
and plot it or
This
you
one?
just- Yes, sir.
You mean
Yes, sir.
you mean for this one or see, Chanel, once I draw this middle one, it already separates it. So I don't even have to worry about that being 140. It automatically will be 140. You understand? Or that's not your question?
Yes, sir. But I asked you like how do you draw the line? Like how do you know
Oh, how
how
do I
far to
know?
put it?
Okay. All right. So what I do, I come here. You mean this line, right? Or this one? Which
The
line?
one with
This one?
the other one. No,
Oh, this
sir.
one,
The
this
next.
one.
No,
Oh,
sir. The
oh,
next.
okay, good. So once I have my protractor like this, I start at 0 and I use the inner one. I use the inner. So this is 0, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then I draw the line right through it. That makes sense?
So for the other one, you do the same thing until you reach 120.
You mean for this one? For 120? You mean
No,
for this?
sir. For the other line, this.
You mean
Yes,
this?
sir.
You mean
That line right
this
there.
one? Oh, for this one, remember?
Yes, sir.
Remember in the question that was given. So they already had that drawn for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was already, this was already 120. All we had to do was to map out 100 and 140. Okay. But if you had to do all of it by yourself, then what I would do is I would just put I just put a line, anywhere. And then I'll come here and I'll still do it from the inside. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. All the way until I reach 120. And then I draw this line here. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. What I need y'all to do is take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to do that, please. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to go ahead and do that. Are we done with this? Let me know, please, if you're done with this. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Let's go back to our presentation. We need to go on to English language now. So again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp because we have to go to English language. All right. And they go to English language. Say it again. All right, we have to go to English language. So
I'm sending my notes to my mom's phone. I don't usually send it. I usually send it to the other one, but today I'm gonna send it to my mom's.
your mom's phone? Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem at all.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, no problem. All right, good. Again, go ahead and take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to go ahead and do that for me, please. Because we have to move on to what they call it?
English language.
English language, yes, English language. There's someone whose last name is Brown. Brown, what is your first name? Is it Brown here?
Shantae Show.
No, I mean, there's someone whose last name is Brown. I mean, that's what they have as their name. So, who is that? All right, so all right. All right. All right. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to do a listening comprehension exercise today. And that's what I want us to do today. So what you have to do is you have to listen carefully about to the passage. Okay, listen carefully to the passage. And then once you've already listened carefully to the passage, I'm gonna let it play for 2 times. 2 times. I'm gonna let it play twice. And then the first time, right? During the first time, you can't look at the notes section. And by the way, let me put what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put the questions inside the chat so y'all could be able to open that document. I hope y'all are gonna be able to open this document. So I wonder how I should include, maybe I should put it as a document or pictures. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me do that right now. So I'm gonna put the document inside the chat. This is the notes and also the questions. I don't know if I should put the questions yet. I think I should put the questions after the, yeah. So I'm gonna play it this year. So I'm gonna play it, and then after I play it, then I'm gonna put the notes in the chat. You only look at the notes after the first reading, okay? And then after the second reading, then you're going to, after the second reading, then you're going to begin the questions, all right? We're not gonna take too long on this because we only have an hour. So we have to start very quickly. So this is gonna happen. What's gonna happen is I'm going to let this thing play and you have to listen. You can't take no notes. The only thing you're doing on the first reading is listening. After the first reading, I'm gonna put the notes in the chat. You open that up and you are going to be able to get access to the notes section where you're gonna be able to write your notes and stuff. Then I'm gonna play it again. After the second reading, then you have to answer those questions. Does that make sense? Or I need to repeat myself again? Let me know if that makes sense. Or I have to repeat myself.
Yes, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you for a portion of it.
Okay. Who else need me to repeat what I said about the listening
I
comprehension?
need you to repeat it.
You need me to repeat it? Okay.
Yes,
All right. Okay, so let me repeat myself. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the recording. Y'all understand that? During the first reading, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be writing? Are you gonna be answering?
listening.
It's gonna be what? It's gonna be listening, right?
Listening.
Just listening. No writing, none of that stuff, just listening, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to...
Can you please text me so I don't even have to head up anything?
Text you? What you mean text you?
No, it's like, you see, there are certain times, like in certain science and English language, we don't even write anything. So I'm
Yes.
asking, can you just text when I have to write anything?
Oh, no, we're gonna write today. We're gonna write, but not for the first reading. During the first reading, you don't write anything. All right, you're just gonna listen. You understand that, Cleveland?
Can I have a few minutes to get my pop?
You don't need no popcorn. You're just gonna be listening. You need to be listening, not eating popcorn. Then after,
yes, sir.
Then after the first reading, I'm going to put the notes in the chat. I'm gonna put the notes in the chat. The notes are gonna be in the chat after the first reading, okay? Then you're gonna have a minute or two to answer the notes, right? After you already answer the notes, briefly, then I'm gonna play it again. Then after I play it again, then you're gonna now answer the real questions. All right, does that make sense to you all? Or no?
Yes, sir.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You looking jobless.
Yeah, I see your stuff. Antoine. All right. Okay, good. So I'm gonna, y'all have to listen carefully and let me know if y'all could actually hear it. Okay, so y'all let me know if y'all could actually hear it, because y'all might not be able to hear it. If y'all able to hear it, then that'll be good. Then we know the audio is working, and then we could move on with the actual thing that we are supposed to be doing. Okay, so we don't want to take it long on this because we don't want to make this a very long class. So we want to, because we want to leave some time to discuss the answers. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna let this play. All right. All right, so okay, so I'm going to, y'all just let me know if y'all could hear it. All right. Let me head up properly though. So if anyone come, they'll know what we're doing. So my name is Mr. Petit. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of March 2025. The subject is, of course, mathematics, English language. And the topic is, we're just going to be doing a listening comprehension. Listening comprehension. Okay. And this is going to be, so let me just put the steps. We're going to do the first reading. During the first reading, there is what? No, what? No note taking. No note taking. Just what? Just listening.
Listening.
Okay.
Then you're
gonna have a break. During the break, you're gonna be what? You're gonna look at notes and what? Answer notes questions. All right. Then you're gonna have a second reading. During the second reading, you can take notes, right? Right? You can take notes. Answer all notes questions fully. Do your best to answer all the notes questions fully. And then you're gonna have a chance to break. We're gonna break again, and you answer all the real questions. All right, so that's basically what's gonna happen. So class, y'all understand what's gonna be happening? Let me know, please, if y'all understand what's gonna be happening.
Yeah, everything's straightforward.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The rest of you, I'm not hearing from you. I'm only hearing from Wizlet and another person. Do y'all understand what we're gonna be doing, class?
Yes, sir.
Let me know. Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is listen. Oh, by the way, let me allow these persons to speak. I think their mics are muted. All right. Okay, good. All right, good. All right, so let's begin. All we're doing in this first reading is listening. So let me know if y'all get here at first, and I can start from the beginning. All right.
Don't let him go, me donkey want water. Hold him, Joe. Better hide your daughter. Hold him, Joe. When me donkey want water. Hold him, Joe. He went from.
Okay, can y'all hear it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Could you turn it up a little bit more?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay. It starts off low and then it gets higher because it just
I
starts.
think I do this on my BTC more.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, and we're off.
Let him go, me donkey want water. Hold him, Joe. You better hide your daughter. Hold him, Joe. When me donkey want water. Hold him, Joe. He went round the corner. Hold him, Joe.
Hello?
Henry, stranger, how you doing?
Jessica? Who are you calling stranger? Girl, you must be talking about yourself. So what's up? I wonder what you need from me, 'cause that's the only reason why my favorite schoolie ever calls me.
Now listen here, I'd hang up the phone on you if I didn't need you to do me a favor. You know how children can drive you crazy? Well, Charmaine just told me tonight that she has a long project, 400 words, due tomorrow on the wild donkeys of Inagua. And our internet is down, so there you are, living in Great Inagua. Plus you work for the Bahamas National Trust, so please give me some information.
Sounds like this is one of those projects that parents end up doing. I guess you tossed out your encyclopedia. And where's Charmaine?
Those huge books? Man, they took up too much space. And she's a little sick. You know, I don't spoil her. She'd be calling you herself if she wasn't feeling bad. I'm going to get her up after I get the information.
Yeah, you always fell for the sob stories, but anything for Charmaine. What do you need to know? There's so much I can say about Inagua. It's the southernmost Bahamian island, and it's closer to Cuba than it is to the rest of the Bahamas. Inagua is actually made up of 2 islands, Great Inagua and Little Inagua. Inagua is the best kept secret in the Bahamas.
I know you love those rocks, but I need to know more about the donkeys.
I can catch a hint. Okay. Although the number has decreased, and that's something we conservationists are alarmed at, there are still many wild donkeys on both islands. I see them every day on Great Inagua, which is 600 square miles. However, Little Inagua, which is 30 square miles, is completely uninhabited except for herds of wild donkeys and goats. And in the evenings, the donkeys and goats head into the sea to escape the large number of mosquitoes that live there.
The mosquitoes are that bad on Little Inagua? I won't be visiting there anytime soon. Tell me, how do the Inagua donkeys look?
They look like the typical donkey. They have that familiar dun color, D-U-N, which is brownish gray, and some other shades. Some of them have dark ear marks, as well as a white nose and white rings around the eyes, and a white belly and inner legs.
Charmaine told me that donkeys are related to horses. I can see that.
So she did do a little something, yes. They look alike, but there are some differences. Horses have hooves that are hard. A donkey's hooves are more flexible. Horses and donkeys have manes, you know, that hair growing on the neck. But while a horse's mane is usually thick, soft, and long, a donkey will typically have a thin, stiff, bristly mane that seldom gets long enough to hang down the neck. Their mane will remain standing up. Ha!
That's a good one, especially for you. Now, what about the ears?
Donkeys obviously have large ears, and they're designed to cool them in hot weather. Horses' ears are way smaller, and the tail of a horse is like a short stub, with long hair growing out of it from top to bottom. Donkeys, on the other hand, have long tails, with short hair at the bottom only.
Horses' tails short with long hair, donkeys' tails long with short hair.
You've got it. There's more. First, a donkey's coat, you know, the hairy skin that covers its body, is rougher than a horse's coat and has air pockets between the hairs. It's designed in this way for protection from extreme heat. Because donkeys are desert creatures. They originated in the African desert. Horses have a smooth coat and a protective undercoat, but donkeys don't. So when it's rainy and wet, they could get ill. Second, A donkey's head is larger in proportion to its body than a horse's head.
You store all of this information in your large head?
I choose to ignore that. Just make sure you keep it in yours.
I'm recording this. Now, what about their voice?
Well, donkeys don't live in herds like horses and ponies do. And that's probably why they've developed their very loud, raspy voices, which can carry just over 3 kilometers, which is about 2 miles. You can't forget the braying sound, and it can go on for 20 seconds. Ee-aw, ee-aw. Live over here in Inagua.
Henry, remember Miss Wilson, our high school biology teacher? She had a voice just like that. We used to call her Eeyore behind her back, as in Eeyore the donkey from Winnie the Pooh.
Miss Eeyore. Anyway, that loud call or bray of the donkey may have helped it to keep in contact with other donkeys over the wide spaces of the desert. And remember, donkeys have large ears. They pick up the calls of other donkeys in the distance.
So they communicate like that.
You could say so.
And how in the dickens did donkeys get all the way from the desert to Inagua in the Bahamas?
Well, Bahamians know that Spain and England built colonies in the Bahamas, but some don't know about France. Donkeys were taken to France and other European countries from Africa. Then, when France built colonies in the Bahamas in the 16th century, in Abaco and Inagua, they brought donkeys here as livestock.
And what made or makes donkeys good farm animals?
Donkeys are healthy creatures. They often live for 25 or more years. In prosperous countries, they may have a lifespan of 30 to 50 years. Some have been recorded as living to the ripe old age of 60. Also, although no one's riding the wild donkeys in Inagua, you can ride donkeys just like horses, with saddles and harnesses being used. Although donkeys are more laid back and prefer to go at a pace that is good for the donkey, which is not always what people think is best.
I've heard they kick hard.
If they have to. But donkeys are generally very friendly, affectionate, patient, and dependable. And their nature makes them excellent for children or disabled persons to ride, especially since donkeys don't like to gallop. Galloping is usually not on the program. Donkeys have a notorious reputation for stubbornness. They will freeze rather than run away, and maybe that's why they're called stubborn. It's difficult to force or frighten a donkey into doing something it thinks it's.
Friends say I'm as stubborn as a donkey.
Are you as valuable as a donkey? In many developing countries, a donkey is a person's most prized possession. People use them to pull loads and carts on farms or at mills and at wells. In Inagua, donkeys were once used to carry salt to the boats for shipment to the mainland. When cars and trucks replaced donkey transport, the animals were released into the wild.
Do donkeys get along with other animals?
Dogs and donkeys usually don't mix, and we see that in Great Inagua, although they can be trained to leave the house or farm dog alone. But donkeys have a calming effect on horses. Once a donkey has bonded with a herd of horses, it will protect them against canine predators, such as dogs. It lies with the animals at night, and if it hears any strange noises, it will warn the herd, chase the predator, and trample it if it can. Donkeys defend themselves by biting, striking with the front hooves, or kicking with the hind legs. You should see the Inagua donkeys in action.
Charmaine wants to know a little about how donkeys reproduce.
Let's see. A jennet, which is a female donkey, is normally pregnant for about 12 months and usually gives birth to a single foal. And donkeys can interbreed with horses. A mule is the cross between a jack, which is a male donkey, and a mare, which is a female horse. And not many people know that donkey's milk was once valued as a medicine and was given to premature babies and sick children and to people suffering from tuberculosis. People still drink it. For example, I read on the internet that more than 50% of the donkey milk produced at this farm in Italy is sold to pediatric hospitals for children who are allergic to cow's milk. Donkey's milk contains more protein than cow's milk and less fat.
Really? Bottle some of that milk and bring it to Nassau for me.
As long as you don't ask me for some of that good donkey meat.
I've heard stories of people who hunt the donkey. The people in the South like meat that much?
Watch it now. I'm a Southerner.
Sorry, man. Don't be so sensitive. I was only joking. But I understand why that could be a sore spot. Because I remember reading in the Tribune that the Inagua wild donkeys are in danger of being hunted to extinction. Sad.
Yes. It hurts me that people are destroying an important part of Inagua's culture. Local people have been hunting the donkeys that live on Great Inagua because they do things like wander onto the runway and prevent airplanes from landing, block the roads, and eat crops. And with their parents gone, the parentless foals are left to die. So donkeys are on the decline in Inagua. The donkeys need formal protection, need to be on the Wild Animals Protection Act, which is what the National Trust is seeking to get from the Bahamian government.
I hope you get it. Just listening to you has me concerned. Henry, thanks so much for your time, man. I'm going to get Charmaine up now.
No problem. Give her a kiss for me and tell her this joke. What do donkeys send out at Christmas time?
I don't know what.
Yuletide greetings. Get it? Yuletide? Yuletide?
Henry, go home.
Better hide your daughter. When the donkey want water, he went round the corner.
All right, class, were you all able to hear it properly?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
In and out.
It was
Some parts was cutting out.
Some parts were couldn't hear it? Okay. You say some parts were in and out. As you said?
Yes,
sir. Yeah, sir. They would go low and see. I have something to say.
Uh-huh.
In the part where she say, Charmaine was asking how the donkeys is reproduced.
All right, we're gonna. Do y'all see the notes in the chat? Do y'all see the notes in the chat? All right. Y'all see the notes in the chat?
No, sir.
There's a PDF and I posted inside the chat. Did y'all get that? Just click on it to open it.
No.
I didn't get anything.
Oh, I see what happened. I'm gonna do it again.
Mr. Petit, may I please be excused?
Yes, we can. Okay, so let me know if y'all get it now. 1 second. Do y'all see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good. So you're gonna have 2 minutes. You're gonna have 2 minutes to answer those questions in the notes section.
No, sir.
I don't see it in my one.
Y'all don't see it? Y'all don't see it?
No,
It's a PDF. It's a PDF. You have to click to open.
I get it.
You don't get it? Okay,
You
let me
want us to answer these questions in our boxes and write them down and answer them?
Are you
Just-
sure this is not a virus?
just answer them in the book. You don't have to write down the question. Just answer
Okay, so you just put the answer, like
yeah, just write
number
the
one
answer.
answer. Number one is
Yeah.
an answer.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If you cannot see it, I'm gonna pop it on the screen for those persons who can't see it. But the rest of y'all can't see it in the chat. If you can't see it, I'll just put it on the screen. If you can't see it, I'll just put it on the screen.
We just see a file folder though, and this
Yeah.
thing ain't give me a caution sign saying to download it. That's why I asked if you sure this
Yeah.
ain't no virus. I
It's
then
not
have
a-
play bad dreams about that.
It's not a virus. You have too much games on your phone. That's the problem. All right. Okay, for those of you who are
I'm on the
Mr. P, I still ain't see no PDF style.
okay, don't worry. I have it on the screen. Okay, I have it on the screen. So you could just look at it on the screen. All right. So the first question is details about Henry given at the beginning of the conversation, details about Henry and Jessica relationship at the beginning of the conversation. You have 1 minute to answer these. Not 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If you need me to move up, I can move up. But you have 2 minutes to answer these. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna go back to the reading. So details about Henry given at the beginning of the conversation, details about Henry and Jessica's relationship, specific information about Inagua that Henry shares with Jessica. All right.
Don't have to write down, right?
No, you don't have to write down the questions, only the answers. All right.
Part 1. Turn to page 2 of your test booklet. You now have 3 minutes to make notes on the 8 points listed on pages 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the booklet.
Okay. So if you want me to move on from 1, 2, 3, let me know so I can move on. Okay.
You can move on.
I can move on. You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can't see it in the chat? You don't see it in the chat?
Yeah, Malikol.
Okay. Details about Henry given at the beginning of the conversation. Details about Jessica. Details about Henry and Jessica's relationship. Specific information about Inagua that Henry shares with Jessica. All right. And number 4, details about the appearance of donkeys. Number 4A. Details about the appearance of horses. Number 4B. Okay. Details about the appearance of donkeys. Details about the appearance of horses.
Excuse me, Mr. But did you go back up?
Want me to go back up? Okay, no problem. Take a screenshot if you want me, if you need it.
Okay.
You got the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then this is number 4. Are y'all done with number 4? Can I move on from this? Y'all only have like 1 more minute left. They also want you to list details about the donkey's voice. Right? Number 6, how human beings benefit from donkeys. And number 7, details about the possible extinction of wild donkeys in Inagua.
Excuse me, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
What did number 5 say?
Number 5 said details about the donkey's voice. If you need to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot so I wouldn't have to keep on moving. If you already have it. How human beings benefit from donkeys. Details about the possible extinction of the wild donkeys in Inagua. Methods and techniques used in the recording to keep Jessica and Jessica and Henry's conversation interesting and entertaining. Okay. All right, that's it. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna read it again. It's gonna be read again. You have to listen carefully, and then you can answer these questions during the recording. All right. Do you understand that? You can answer the questions. You can answer the questions during the recording. All right. So,
The recording will now be played again. Complete your notes as you listen.
Complete your notes as you listen. Complete your notes as you listen. All right.
Should have probably learned to spell more.
Donkey want water, hold him Joe. Better hide your daughter, hold him Joe. When the donkey want water, hold him Joe. He went round the corner, hold him Joe.
Hello?
Henry, stranger, how you doing?
Jessica? You're calling stranger. Girl, you must be talking about yourself. So what's up?
Miss Petite low.
I wonder what you need from me. That's the only reason why my favorite school.
Mr. Petite, again there.
Now listen here. I'd hang up the phone on you if I didn't need you to.
Can you hear it? You can't hear it no more? Wait, I think I know the problem.
Like for the first part, it gone.
It is low at the beginning.
When the donkey want water, hold him Joe. He went round the corner, hold him Joe.
Hello?
Henry, stranger, how you doing?
Jessica? Who are you calling stranger?
Can you hear it?
Girl, you must be talking about yourself. So what's up? I wonder what you need from me. 'Cause that's the only reason why my favorite schoolie ever calls me.
Now listen here. I'd hang up the phone on you if I didn't need you to do me a favor. You know how children can drive you crazy? Well, Charmaine just told me tonight that she has a long project, 400 words, due tomorrow on the wild donkeys of Inagua. And our internet is down, so there you are, living in Great Inagua. Plus you work for the Bahamas National Trust, so please give me some information.
Sounds like this is one of those projects that parents end up doing. I guess you tossed out your encyclopedia. And where's Charmaine?
Those huge books? Man, they took up too much space. And she's a little sick. You know, I don't spoil her. She'd be calling you herself if she wasn't feeling bad. I'm going to get her up after I get the information.
Yeah, you always fell for the sob stories, but anything for Charmaine. What do you need to know? There's so much I can say about Inagua. It's the southernmost Bahamian island, and it's closer to Cuba than it is to the rest of the Bahamas. Inagua is actually made up of 2 islands, Great Inagua and Little Inagua. Inagua is the best kept secret in the Bahamas.
I know you love those rocks, but I need to know more about the donkeys.
I can catch a hint. Okay. Although the number has decreased, and that's something we conservationists are alarmed at, there are still many wild donkeys on both islands. I see them every day on Great Inagua, which is 600 square miles. However, Little Inagua, which is 30 square miles, is completely uninhabited except for herds of wild donkeys and goats. And in the evenings, the donkeys and goats head into the sea to escape the large number of mosquitoes that live there.
The mosquitoes are that bad on Little Inagua? I won't be visiting there anytime soon. Tell me, how do the Inagua donkeys look?
They look like the typical donkey. They have that familiar dun color, D-U-N, which is brownish gray, and some other shades. Some of them have dark ear marks, as well as a white nose and white rings around the eyes, and a white belly and inner legs.
Charmaine told me that donkeys are related to horses. I can see that.
So she did do a little something, yes. They look alike, but there are some differences. Horses have hooves that are hard. A donkey's hooves are more flexible. Horses and donkeys have manes, you know, that hair growing on the neck. But while a horse's mane is usually thick, soft, and long, a donkey will typically have a thin, stiff, bristly mane that seldom gets long enough to hang down the neck. Their mane will remain standing up. Ha!
That's a good one, especially for you. Now, what about the ears?
Donkeys obviously have large ears, and they're designed to cool them in hot weather. Horses' ears are way smaller, and the tail of a horse is like a short stub, with long hair growing out of it from top to bottom. Donkeys, on the other hand, have long tails, with short hair at the bottom only.
Horses' tails short with long hair, donkeys' tails long with short hair.
You've got it. There's more. First, a donkey's coat, the hairy skin that covers its body, is rougher than a horse's coat and has air pockets between the hairs. It's designed in this way for protection from extreme heat, because donkeys are desert creatures. They originated in the African desert. Horses have a smooth coat and a protective undercoat, but donkeys don't, so when it's rainy and wet, they could get ill. Second, a donkey's head is larger in proportion to its body than a horse's head.
You store all of this information in your large head?
I choose to ignore that. Just make sure you keep it in yours.
I'm recording this. Now, what about their voice?
Well, donkeys don't live in herds like horses and ponies do, and that's probably why they've developed their very loud, raspy voices, which can carry just over 3 kilometers, which is about 2 miles. You can't forget the braying sound, and it can go on for 20 seconds. Ee-aw, ee-aw. You should hear the ones who live over here at Inagua.
Henry, remember Miss Wilson, our high school biology teacher? She had a voice just like that. We used to call her Eeyore behind her back, as in Eeyore the donkey from Winnie the Pooh.
Miss Eeyore. Anyway, that loud call or bray of the donkey may have helped it to keep in contact with other donkeys over the wide spaces of the desert. And remember, donkeys have large ears, which may pick up the calls of other donkeys in the distance.
So they communicate like that?
You could say so.
And how in the dickens did donkeys get all the way from the desert to Inagua in the Bahamas?
Well, Bahamians know that Spain and England built colonies in the Bahamas, but some don't know about France. Donkeys were taken to France and other European countries from Africa. Then, when France built colonies in the Bahamas in the 16th century, in Abaco and Inagua, they brought donkeys here as livestock.
And what made or makes donkeys good farm animals?
Donkeys are healthy creatures. They often live for 25 or more years. In prosperous countries, they may have a lifespan of 30 to 50 years. Some have been recorded as living to the ripe old age of 60. Also, although no one's riding the wild donkeys in Inagua, you can ride donkeys just like horses, with saddles and harnesses being used. Although donkeys are more laid back and prefer to go at a pace that is good for the donkey, which is not always what people think is best.
I've heard they kick hard.
If they have to. But donkeys are generally very friendly, affectionate, patient, and dependable. Once a person has earned their confidence, they can be great companions, and their nature makes them excellent for children or disabled persons to ride, especially since donkeys don't like to gallop. Galloping is usually not on the program. Donkeys have a notorious reputation for stubbornness. They will freeze rather than run away, and maybe that's why they're called stubborn. It's difficult to force or frighten a donkey into doing something it thinks it's dangerous.
Yeah? Maybe that's why some of my friends say I'm as stubborn as a donkey.
Are you as valuable as a donkey? In many developing countries, a donkey is a person's most prized possession. People use them to pull loads and carts on farms or at mills and at wells. In Inagua, donkeys were once used to carry salt to the boats for shipment to the mainland. When cars and trucks replaced donkey transport, the animals were released into the wild.
Do donkeys get along with other animals?
Dogs and donkeys usually don't mix, and we see that in Great Inagua, although they can be trained to leave the house or farm dog alone. But donkeys have a calming effect on horses. Once a donkey has bonded with a herd of horses, it will protect them against canine predators, such as dogs. It lies with the animals at night And if it hears any strange noises, it will warn the herd, chase the predator, and trample it if it can. Donkeys defend themselves by biting, striking with the front hooves, or kicking with the hind legs. You should see the Inagua donkeys in action.
Charmaine wants to know a little about how donkeys reproduce.
Let's see. A genet, which is a female donkey, is normally pregnant for about 12 months and usually gives birth to a single foal. And donkeys can interbreed with horses. A mule is the cross between a jack, which is a male donkey, and a mare, which is a female horse. And not many people know that donkey's milk was once valued as a medicine and was given to premature babies and sick children, and to people suffering from tuberculosis. People still drink it. For example, I read on the internet that more than 50% of the donkey milk produced at this farm in Italy is sold to pediatric hospitals for children who are allergic to cow's milk. Donkey's milk contains more protein than cow's milk and less fat.
Really? Bottle some of that milk and bring it to Nassau for me.
As long as you don't ask me for some of that good donkey meat.
I've heard stories of people who hunt the donkey. The people in the South like meat that much?
Watch it now. I'm a Southerner.
Sorry, man. Don't be so sensitive. I was only joking. But I understand why that could be a sore spot. Because I remember reading in the Tribune that the Inagua wild donkeys are in danger of being hunted to extinction. Sad.
Yes. It hurts me that people are destroying an important part of Inagua's culture. Local people have been hunting the donkeys that live on Great Inagua because they do things like wander onto the runway and prevent airplanes from landing, block the roads, and eat crops. And with their parents gone, the parentless foals are left to die. So donkeys are on the decline in Inagua. The donkeys need formal protection, need to be on the Wild Animals Protection Act, which is what the National Trust is seeking to get from the Bahamian government.
I hope you get it. Just listening to you has me concerned. Henry, thanks so much for your time, man. I'm going to get Charmaine up now.
No problem. Give her a kiss for me and tell her this joke. What do donkeys send out at Christmas time?
I don't know what.
Yuletide greetings. Get it? Yuletide? Yuletide?
Henry, go home.
Better hide your daughter. When the donkey want water, he went round the corner.
All right. Now it's time to answer the real questions. Let me put the questions inside the chat.
Wait a minute. We weren't supposed to write these things in the book.
Yes, you write them in the book. You write them in your book, yes. But
Phew.
those are the notes. So let's go ahead and seeing that we ready down for time, we're gonna answer them together. Yes.
I was answering on the thing that you sent us.
On the
'cause it was
notes.
doing
Yes, that's fine.
Pardon?
That's the notes though. After you finish the notes, now it's time for the real questions. All right, so let's go ahead and answer these real questions. Can you all see my screen? Class, what did y'all think about the story in general? Did y'all like it? How was it for you?
It was interesting.
Very interesting. Were you able to get a lot of notes in? Were you able to write a lot of stuff down?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay. What are some things that you're able to get right down? What some things are you able to get that you were able to write?
He works for Bahamas National.
He works for Bahamas National Trust. Anyone else? What are some things you were able to write down?
It's the southernmost island.
It's the southernmost island.
they are the closest. They are closer to Cuba.
They're closer to Cuba. So First question.
the
Question.
difference between
Two
the difference between a donkey and horse. I got the Solomon difference.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's
so
go.
now
Okay. Let's go ahead and answer these questions. Number one, what is one possible reason why Jessica chose Henry for help, rather than turn to someone else?
He lives
because he
in
works.
Agua and he works for the National Trust. Henry works for the National Trust and he lives
Very
in
good.
Agua.
Very good. He works for the National. He works where? Where he works? Bahamas National Trust. And he lives where? He lives in
Inagua.
He lives in Great Inagua.
In Great Agua.
What is another reason why you think she called him?
Because that was her old schoolmate.
Yeah, very good. She know him from school. And also, he's very knowledgeable, right? He's very knowledgeable. The man is encyclopedia. Give two pieces of evidence that make it clear that Henry and Jessica have known each other for a long time.
They were old.
Only because that's his old school.
Yeah. What else?
High school teacher.
They talk about high school teacher. Yes. What else?
He knew a daughter.
He knows her daughter. Very good. He knows her daughter. Excellent. Next, based on information from the recording, identify two details that would make a visit to Little Inagua memorable or difficult to forget. What would make a visit to Inagua memorable or difficult to forget? Little Inagua.
The mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes. Very good. There's going to be a lot of mosquitoes. All right. What else?
The goats and horses. No,
The horses.
Donkey.
And did anyone write down that it didn't have a lot of people, so it's not heavily populated, right? So it doesn't have a lot of people. So two things: it doesn't have a lot of people, and the mosquitoes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Sir.
Explain. Did y'all get the differences? Explain 3 specific ways in which donkeys and horses differ. What are some differences?
Okay, donkeys have a dun color.
Yes.
And they have inner legs.
The inner legs.
Belly.
White belly. Very good.
Large ears.
Yes, large ears. How does that compare with the horses' ears?
They're much smaller.
Ears are smaller.
Very smaller. Very good. What other differences y'all have besides the ears? So donkey's ears are large. The tail. The tail.
Long tail for short hair.
So who has the long tail?
The donkey.
The donkey.
Okay, long tail,
Short
but
hair.
what? But short hair.
Short hair.
And then for horse it's gonna be
more flexible.
Wait, we still on the tail. They have a short tail but long hair. You understand that?
Horses.
Then with the hoof, whose hoof is hard and whose hoof is flexible?
The horses.
The horse. The
Horse hooves are hard and the donkey one is flexible.
Very good. The donkey's one is flexible. How about what are the other differences y'all have?
Smooth coat.
Smooth coat. Who has a smooth
Donkeys
coat?
are healthy creatures.
The
donkey ear bigger than the horse ears.
Yeah, the donkey ear is bigger.
Donkeys are desert creatures.
How about the mane? How about the mane? How about the mane? The mane. What's the difference between their mane?
Long mane.
Horse have long mane. Donkey don't have that much.
The donkey has a thin, stiff wrist. Yeah, so their mane will remain what? Standing. Very good. Whereas for the horse, their mane is what? Thick, soft, and what?
And laying down.
And long. Yeah. All right. That's it for that. Identify 4 unusual aspects of the donkey's voice.
It's raspy and can carry 2 miles.
It's raspy. It can carry 3 kilometers, which is 2 miles.
2 miles.
Very good. What else?
Use it to communicate.
It lasts for 20 seconds.
To communicate.
The e-horse sound lasts for 20 seconds. They use it to communicate. Very good. Good. Based on the recording, explain 5 specific benefits of owning a donkey. There's a lot of
healthy creatures.
They are healthy. Very good. They can what?
They can carry stuff.
They
They
can carry
patient.
stuff. They can carry
They
a lot of
pull
stuff.
they pull loads.
They pull loads. Very good.
They don't
Yeah.
like to gallop.
They
Carry
don't
stuff
like the
to
gala.
mainland.
Very good.
It's
They what?
good for a person with a disability to ride them.
Very good. Good with person with disability and kids. Very good.
Chase the predators away.
Chase the predators away
friend.
and protect. Very good. What else?
Yeah, protect against predators.
They are very friendly, affectionate, passionate,
Friendly
and
dependable.
dependable. Very good. They are laid back. How long could they last for?
25.
25 years, 25 or more years. How about the donkey's meat?
30.
How about the donkey's meat? And also the milk.
Everybody loves it.
And also the milk. They can give you the milk as well.
The
What is
milk is used
the milk
for
they is used for what?
for premature
They is used,
and tuberculosis and sick.
and there's also used for people who are allergic to what?
Regular milk.
Regular milk. Very good.
Cow milk.
Very good. All right, next. Number 7. What specific behavior of some people living in Inagua could lead to the extinction of wild donkeys?
Hunting.
Hunt.
They like to hunt them. Very good. Give 3 details that suggest the behaviors of donkeys have caused some residents in Inagua to be unconcerned about the survival of these wild creatures.
Because they eat the crops.
They eat the crops. What else they do?
They cause
They
Cause not be able to land.
Very good. They wander on the runway. They block the roads. They eat the crops. All right. Anything else? And finally, I think this is the last one. Give 3 methods or techniques used in the recording to make the conversation between Jessica and Henry entertaining.
They use jokes.
They use
They
jokes.
make a joke about their
They
old
use
teacher.
They use jokes. We could call that
Comedy.
they use comedy, humor, right? So they use humor, jokes. What else? How about as stubborn as a mule? I mean, as stubborn as a donkey. What is that?
Simile or figurative language.
That's a simile, right?
Personificate, no way.
That's a simile. As stubborn as a donkey. How about rhetorical question? Are you as valuable as a donkey? Right? How about Bahamian dialect? Right? How about the conversational tone? It was really a genuine conversation. What else did they use to make the conversation interesting?
They use like flashback, I think.
Yes. So they was reminiscing on
They
their
use,
high
like-
school days. Yes.
And then he was like, would you call a donkey with a person or something?
How about interesting facts? Like he was just given a lot of interesting facts as well. So all those things you could use to say, some methods that they use to make it interesting and entertaining. That would be the facts, the interesting facts. That would be the dialogue. So interesting facts, dialogue, the comedy, the humor, the figurative language like the simile. All those things made the conversation very good. And some people's favorite part of this was the song that they played. All right, if this was your listening and comprehension, how do you think you would have done in this? I think you would have done.
I would have done good.
You've done well.
I think I done good.
Think you would have done good? I think you would have done. Okay. All right, so we're gonna end right here, and I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Take a picture of your notes, any notes you wrote on this. Take a picture of it, and I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Okay, have a wonderful evening,
See you
everyone.
tomorrow by God's grace.
Yes, take care of everyone. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
See you tomorrow, Mr. Petit. Good night.
Mr. Petit. What?
Ziana, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ziana, do you have the coursework at all, or you don't have the coursework?
Yes, I have a few papers.
You have a few papers. Have you started any part of it? Wait, let me end the recording. Can I end the recording? Let me end this recording. I hope, okay, stop.